It's getting harder, isn't it? That nagging feeling in the back of your mind every time you scroll through your feed. You see a video of a world leader saying something outrageous, or a photo of a global event that looks just a little too perfect. You ask yourself, is this real, or is it a ghost in the machine? Welcome back. Today we are diving into a question that sounds like it belongs in a sci-fi thriller, but it's actually the defining challenge of our decade. Are we heading toward a fake world? We've all seen the drip, that image of the Pope in a high-fashion white puffer jacket that went viral. Most of us were taken in by it, even if just for a second. It was funny, it was harmless. But what happens when that same technology is used to scam a parent into thinking their child has been kidnapped by cloning their voice? What happens when a leaked audio clip can topple an election or spark a riot? The realism of AI-generated content is increasing every day. It no longer takes a Hollywood studio to fake your likeness. It just takes a few seconds of your voice and a handful of photos. We are entering an era where it is becoming broadly easier to manufacture a fake reality, and perhaps even more dangerously, easier for people to dismiss the actual truth as just another deepfake. The illusion of the tell. Now I know what some of you are thinking. I'm tech savvy. I can spot a deepfake. I look for the glimmers, the weird textures, the lack of blinking. Well, here is the cold hard truth. Any tip you think you know right now is already outdated. There was a time when deepfakes didn't blink. Now they do. There was a time when they struggled with hands, giving people 6 fingers or strange melting limbs. Not so much anymore. The technical advances are systematically erasing those visible and audible clues we desperately want to hang on to as proof of our own discernment. We want to believe we can tell the difference, but the experts are telling us a different story. Even the professionals struggle to separate fact from fiction in real time. And that creates a massive problem. If even the experts can't always be sure, where does that leave the rest of us? The front lines, when fakes become weapons. This isn't just about memes or funny AI filters. This is about the fundamental architecture of truth. For the last several years, organizations like Witness have been working on a global effort called Prepare Don't Panic. They aren't just looking at funny images. They are looking at how this technology is used to target women with falsified sexual images, a problem that is growing worldwide. They are looking at audio clones proliferating in elections and synthetic avatars impersonating news anchors. Think about the stakes for a moment. Imagine you are a journalist in a war zone or a human rights defender. Your job is to provide evidence of reality. But we now live in a world where is it or isn't it claims cloud human rights evidence from conflict zones. Let's look at 3 real-world cases handled by a deepfakes rapid response task force. First, a clip from Sudan. People claimed it was a deepfake. Experts had to use a machine learning algorithm trained on over 1 million examples of synthetic speech just to prove, almost without a shadow of a doubt, that the audio was actually authentic. Then, there was a case in West Africa. The experts couldn't reach a definitive conclusion at all because the audio was pulled from Twitter and filled with background noise. Think about that. The fog of war now includes a fog of AI where the truth simply cannot be verified. Finally, consider a leaked audio clip of a politician from India. The politician claimed it was all falsified with AI, the classic liar's dividend. But after experts built a personalized model of his voice and analyzed an hour of samples, they concluded it was, at least partially, real. The ease of calling something deepfaked just because it's inconvenient is a growing threat to democracy. It allows people to believe what they want to believe and plausibly deny anything they'd rather ignore. Why panic isn't the answer. So, is the answer to just stop trusting everything? To live in a state of perpetual cynicism? Actually, that's exactly what the bad actors want. Panic plays into the hands of governments and corporations who want to abuse our fears. It helps those who want to create a fog of confusion so they can use AI as an excuse for their actions. If we can't believe anything, we can't make up our own minds. And as the philosopher Hannah Arendt famously noted, a people that cannot think or judge is a people that can be controlled. So, how do we prepare don't panic? How do we fortify the truth? Step 1. Empowering the front lines. The first step is moving detection tools out of the hands of just a few elite tech companies and into the hands of the people who need them most: journalists, community leaders, and election officials. Right now, if you find a deepfake detector online, you don't know if you're getting a reliable result, a false positive, or a false negative. In one test, a detector correctly identified the Pope in the puffer jacket, but then claimed an image of the Easter Bunny was human-generated. Detection is hard. Most tools only work on one specific way of making a deepfake, and they often fail on the low-quality content we see on social media. We need to ensure that our first line of defense has access to high-quality, reliable technology that actually works in the real world. Step 2. The recipe of content. The second step is a shift in how we view media. We need to move away from a simple "is it AI or isn't it" binary. AI is going to be everywhere, in our filters, our editing tools, and our communication apps. Instead of just trying to catch AI, We need to understand the recipe of what we are consuming. This is what experts call content provenance. Imagine if every video or photo had a digital nutrition label or a serving instruction. This would involve cryptographically signed metadata, an updating record of how a file was created, where AI was used to edit it, and how it was distributed. We already see the alpha version of this on platforms like TikTok, where you can see the audio source, the filters used, and if it's a stitch with another video. But we need this to be secure, reliable, and universal across the entire internet. Crucially, we have to do this without destroying privacy. We can't force a citizen journalist in a repressive regime to reveal their identity just to use a camera. This has to be about the how of the media making, not the who. Step 3. The pipeline of responsibility. Finally, none of this matters if the big players don't step up. We need a pipeline of responsibility. This pipeline runs from the creators of the AI models, to the apps that deploy them, and finally to the social media platforms where we see the content. We cannot repeat the mistakes of the early social media era. Governments need to ensure there is transparency, accountability, and liability within this pipeline. Without these structural solutions, we are just going to be left staring at screens, fruitlessly looking for six-fingered hands or eyes that don't blink. The challenge of the coming years isn't just about technology. It's about our capacity to maintain a shared, trustworthy foundation of information. If we act now, if we demand detection tools for those who need them, insist on content provenance that respects rights, and hold the AI pipeline accountable, we can prevent a future where reality is up for grabs. We don't have to head toward a fake world. We can choose to fortify the truth. So, next time you see something that looks a bit too perfect or a bit too outrageous, remember, don't panic, prepare. Ask for the recipe, and don't let the fog of AI take away your capacity to think and to judge. Thanks for watching. If you found this deep dive into the future of reality helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, have you ever been fooled by a deepfake? How do you think we should handle the fake world challenge? Stay curious, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next one.